Did test the microphone, but the bar's moving, so let's hope it's working. Hello, good morning, and hello. This channel has had quite enough of Aiden doing news announcements recently. I figured I'd give it a crack because, you know, there's nothing I can't do. I'm perfect. The new cards for the Gate Guardian support dropped relatively recently. And I'm going to look at them because it's support for an old jank archetype, and that is my jam. I will find a way to play some variation of this without lich. It won't work, but I'll have fun, and my opponent won't, and that's all that matters. So, shall we have a look at how this goes, shall we? If I click this button, we should see what I'm seeing. We can indeed. Look at this. I'm incredible. So, we have a spell card, a field spell, Labyrinth Wall Shadow. Monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned. So, summoning sickness similar to Toon monsters, except monsters whose original level is 5 or higher. So, effectively, it won't affect your monsters if you're going with this hard type, because they're all 7s and higher, basically. But at the same time, most boss monsters are higher than a level 5, so not sure how helpful that'll be. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can place one of your Sanga the Thunder, Kazajin or Suijin that is banished or in your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. That's interesting. So it's not even as an equip, it's just there doing nothing. I'm assuming that will make sense as we look through the other cards. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can target one monster your opponent controls with less than 1600 attack and destroy it. It's just not awful, quite fringe. There we go. Labyrinth Heavy Tank. So, higher than 5 stars, so it could attack. You can normal summon this card without tributing, cannot attack the turn that it is normal summoned. Well, then, never mind. During your main phase, you can place one of your Sangan the Thunder, Kajijin, or Suijin that is banished in your hand or deck face up into your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Then, if you control a Labyrinth Wall card, which the field spell was, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. Always useful. You can only use this effect once per turn. Fair enough. Relatively standard stuff, I guess. Same wording as the last one. It seems to just be pulling the Gate Guardian pieces from anywhere other than the graveyard. So, don't want them in the graveyard, it appears. Prey of Juragumo. This is a card I've not seen since Goat format. I've also not realised how much it looks like Dr. Eggman from Sonic. Special summon this card as a normal monster, Insect Earth, level 5, attack 2100, defense 100 to your main monster zone in the same column. That's interesting. It has to be the same column, so you're going to have to manage your monsters well for that. This is still a trap. You can destroy one monster your opponent controls in this card's column. Interesting. Then you can banish this card from your graveyard. Add one Sangan Thunder Kazakun Suijin that is banished from your deck or your hand. That is banished or in your deck to your hand. Okay. You can only use this effect of Prey of the Juragumo once per turn. Alright, so it's an imperm that pops. Quite Mech Knight-y, I think, with the column management. I don't know enough about Mech Knight to really say that with confidence, but here we are. Wrong button. Gate Guardian of the Thunder and Wind. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. Perfect. I was saying that these need to be contact fusioned or they're just going to be useless. But yes, that's brilliant. You don't have to run poly or other bricks. And it says the cards you control, so the cards that are putting them in the spell and trap zone and doing nothing with, you can then use those as material to summon these fusions, in theory. During your main phase, you can add one spell or trap from your deck to your hand that mentions Sangan the Thunder, Kazajin, and Suijin. And Suijin. That's interesting, usually it's or. You can only use this effect of Gate Guardian, Thunder and Wind once per turn. If this face-up special summoned card in its owner control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one of your banished Sangan the Thunder or Kazajin. Okay. So it's like a lot of when they try and fix an old archetype, it does. There's a lot of recursion of materials. That seems to be quite a recurrent theme in the game at the moment. So that's nice. It's nice that they're giving you options outside of all three as well. Ryuka Guardian. I loved Ryuka as a card. When I first got back into the game with Shanxi, I used to play this card, and before we knew sort of the proper meta, this card was considered broken. We very quickly realised it wasn't. If your life point is lower than your opponent's, target one monster you control with Gate Guardian in its original name. Halve your opponent's life points, then that monster gains attack equal to your opponent's life points. That's quite strong. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one of Sangan the Thunder, Kajijin or Suijin that is banished on your deck to your hand. I'm not seeing what you do with Kazejin and Suijin that are in your hands at the moment, because they're still level 7s, I think. I will have to double check that once we finish going through these. So they're not easy to summon. Having them in your hand doesn't feel like where you want them to be, because I don't think... Stop pressing the button. I don't think it mentioned in your hand. I think you had to be in your control. If you control a Gate Guardian, this is double attack, Wind and Thunder. So this is the same fusion we saw before in the artwork. If you control a Gate Guardian monster, target one card on the field, destroy it. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one of your Sangan the Thunder, Kajijin or Suijin that is banished or in your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. It's a quick effect, so that's quite nice. Some interruption for your opponent's turn, I guess. It's Conk. It's Conk, Isidore. Really bad at pressing the wrong button. Gate Guardians combined. So this is all three. Sangan the Thunder, Kajijin and Suijin. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards from your hand, field and or graveyard. So you can banish from your hand. That is... It's kind of nutty. I'm looking forward to playing, having a fiddle with these. Yeah, that's kind of nutty. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card or cards you control. Oh, that target a card you control, sorry. Quick effect, you can negate that effect, and if you do, destroy the card. You can use this effect, I think that's just thrice per turn. Not something you see very often in Yu-Gi-Oh! Thrice per turn. I mean, it's quite nice. The fact that it mentions targeted certainly stops it from being ridiculous. But it seems like a... yeah, it feels like a mix between Appaloosa and Dolka in the amount of effects it has. It's a strike, basically. It's a strike on legs. If this face-up special summoned card in... Sorry, the quality of this is something to be decided. It's a bit difficult to read. If this face-up special summoned card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one level 11 or lower Gate Guardian monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay, so... that allows you to bring back the original Gate Guardian, I believe, is a level 11. So if you want to run that with this, I feel like it's completely obsolete at this point, and there's no real reason to run it. But you could eat Elliot from deck using this, or you'd probably be better off with previous fusion of Wind and Thunder. Would be probably the better target for that. Oh, or this one, Gate Guardian of Wind and Water. Kajijin plus Suijin. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. Right, so this one is a little bit harder to... Well, again, yeah. So this one, I think the same as the previous one. Having them in your hand isn't helpful for this one. But the cards that put them in spell and trap zone, obviously that would count. Once per chain... When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect on the field, quick effect, you can negate that effect. You can only use the effect of Gate Guardian, Wind and Water twice per turn. That's very nice. A double spell and trap neg. It's very powerful. That is very nice. If this face-up special summoned card in your own control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, recur summon the fusion material. Again, relatively common. And then we have Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth, another level 5, so it's not affected by the summoning sickness of your trap card. You can discard this card to add a Labyrinth Wall from your deck to your hand, so this searches the field spell. That's quite nice. At the start of the damage step, if your opponent monsters battles while you control a Labyrinth Wall card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that opponent's monster. Again, more interruption. It's always nice. This is looking... I'm not going to say strong, because it's not the current meta, I doubt. But it is significantly more playable than I was expecting. Definitely going to pick these up. Definitely going to have a fiddle with them. They're going to be good fun. I think that is the last of them. Gate Guardian of Water and Thunder. No, we've not had this one yet. Suijin and Sangan of the Thunder. This is another one with very poor resolution. Let me activate my teeny weeny Ice Trainer vision. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. Once per chain, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change its attack to 0 until the end of the turn. You can only use this effect of Gate Guardian, the Water and the Thunder twice per turn. If this face-up special summoned card its owner controls leave the field because of an opponent's card, bring back one of the materials. Alright. Anything else? No, then we're back to the field spell. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play about with, to be honest. Yeah, just trying to think at the moment about sort of other sort of text and stuff we could use. Let me just double check this one as well. Yeah, you have to roll the cards for this one. So the full Gate Guardian card, you can use materials in hand to contact fuse it. All of the smaller ones, you have to control them, which would be probably putting them in the spell and trap zone. Unless you're using other cards that either haven't been revealed yet or game. And think of easier ways to turbo out the pieces, really. Yeah, so this looks very interesting. It really does. Looking forward to this. They all look relatively low rarity as well, so shouldn't be an expensive card to pick up. And I always remember trying to make Gate Guardian work when I was playing the game in high school, and it just didn't. The original restrictions on that card are ridiculous. So it's nice to see a version that works. It'll be really interesting to see what people do with this. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, genuinely. I think that's all from me. If you could like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, it helps us to eat. Tell your friends, hit the bell icon, watch the live streams. It helps us out a ton, man. We're trying to get going. So thank you very much for watching. That is the end of my video. Phew.